Have you ever wondered what they're talking about? The constant exchange of phrases between each other leaves an important question. What do their words mean? Bandits raid villages, hate the inhabitants, and kill the player at the first opportunity. It is the most warring faction in the Minecraft filled the whole world. Their phrases sound with anger, with hatred. But what if we try to translate them? Based on the sounds, some are pronounced with sadness, others are mysterious and witchy, and the third is a mockery of the inhabitants. In this video, we will analyze the robbers, including those who do not. They were added to the game, or which they wanted to add, but they have existed in the game for many years, but they will not spawn with the rest of the robbers. Sit back, Marcus is with you, and we'll start the Minecraft theory. The witch lives in the swamp separately from the others, but is directly related to the robbers. During the raid, the witch acts as a healer. I think the bandits hire her for emeralds or potion ingredients, so that she could participate in a short raid with them. And if the words of a champion, they sound like "I'm going to kill you," the giggle of a witch. Kinder and without explicit hate. That's probably why she doesn't just attack the residents. I wonder why then the player is hated just like that. After going to the swamp and finding the witch's hut, the player can hear 5 standard phrases from the witch, each of which is part of a residential. It is translated in different ways. This giggle of the witch was heard by every Minecraft player, and it can be a welcome phrase. Witches with a light laugh. It's not for nothing that this sound is the very first in the queue and is made by the witch most often. The second phrase is probably more evil, just listen. If she had spoken in English, this phrase would be translated as "out of sight" or "get out of here." It was not for nothing that the witch chose a hermit, lonely lifestyle in the swamp with just one cat. Therefore, she will obviously not be happy with the player. This is probably the most evil phrase a witch has ever said. It can be translated as "I'll curse you," and it's said through my teeth. And she's obviously not telling the residents that, she's telling the player that. The fourth sound is almost a copy of the first one. But the fifth one differs in that it is the shortest of all her sounds. It's not a phrase, it's just a short laugh from a witch. What could have made her so cheer up? I think she's a bit of a sadist and she enjoys it when some player gets poisoned by her potions. I told you that a witch doesn't kill people, but why is she happy if the raid wins in the village? As if she still has a grudge against those who live in the villages. It's a long sound of laughter, which can be translated, "How and thanks to whom did it happen?" Of course, bearing in mind the great and irreplaceable himself, without whom Reed would not have coped. But when we start killing the witch, honey begins for the ears. Wait, don't do this. She starts begging for mercy, which, of course, we won't give. And the last sound of a woman being beaten in a swamp is like this. I'll do anything but stop it. Even in the sound, you can feel how she says it already with a hoarse voice, begging for mercy. When we kill her, she can utter any of the 3 phrases. The first one goes like this. "We'll meet again," the witch says, with a grunt that can be clearly heard at the end. Sound number 2. How did you do it? The witch even says a little with a hint of surprise before she dies. And one last short sentence. You've won. I think it will suit here the most. Is it a cooler or an ice cream maker? Consider this the canon of the original Minecraft, because it was just a little bit not enough for him to win the mob vote and end up in the game. And in that vote, if my memory serves me correctly, Svetos Pruet won, although I voted just for the robber's snow wizard. His story is that he is also a hermit like a witch, but he lives in the mountains, and his main magic is to summon ice to drop this block on the character. The way you see it now on the screen is a complete copy of it from Minecraft Dungeon. In the usual Minecraft, that's why he's probably like this, I would have been in Minecraft. And we have the opportunity to examine it in more detail. So, going out in the early cold morning, an icebreaker can say 3 phrases, the first of which sounds like this. I hate the wind. There's a calm grunt in his voice, as if he's been repeating it for years. For him, this phrase is like good morning, and despite his ice magic, he does not like the cold. Otherwise, we would see a bare-chested ice Mowgli in front of us. but he is dressed warmly like the inhabitants of snowy villages. So we can say that he does not like the cold wind. The second and third sounds are very similar. Is it cold or, oh, winter? The ice scientist mutters thoughtfully and briefly to himself. Well, what else would he complain about and mutter to himself, living in such a resort? That's when he sees the player, the real fun begins, and he immediately throws out a phrase. Look up! After all, it is there that the ice block begins to form, followed by phrase number 2. Get down! This is how he casts the movement of the ice down on the player. The main thing is to quickly escape to another place after this sound, so that we don't get smothered by ice. The last phrase, in the attack. It sounds like the grumble of an old grandfather, and can be translated as freeze or cool down. When wounded, the soldier shouts basic phrases, which can be translated from the inhabitants as leave him alone or don't hit him. But the interesting thing is that when we hit him at the beginning, we hear a sound as if we hit a snowdrift. Just listen. It's very strange. Maybe he has some kind of there is a snow aura, or he is a snowman under his robe. There are 3 phrases at death, and each of them sounds like a separate one. Damn it, here they are. I don't know what exactly he was saying, but it probably had something to do with ice, snow, and curses. The illusionist is the only rogue who has never been officially added. But he's in the game. For many more years. He has everything, a unique fighting style, a grungy texture, and a set of sounds that other robbers don't have. Just like that, the illusion will say 4 phrases, the first of which sounds questioningly. Have you seen this? He's probably bragging about his clones, because this is the only mob in the game that can do this at all. Sound number 2. I am elusive, the illusionist says, confidently and briefly. Phrase number 3 sounds like a light laugh, probably bragging about his skills again. You won't catch me. And the last phrase with an obvious open laugh and with pride. You're far from my level. He's unlikely to brag about his blindness, so he's bragging about his crooked clones again. Interestingly, the spell, whether it's blindness or summoning clones, he cast with such sounds of magic. And they are as similar as possible to the sounds of summoner magic. Apparently, they both use dark forces and the same type of magic. When the illusioner is injured, such sounds are played. How did you find me? This is obvious because in a state of combat, he is constantly among his clones. And he wonders how the player managed to find it. When he dies, he grumbles, which, in principle, makes a big difference. Half of all bandits. I'm not going to let it go like that. And it seems like he's threatening to do something to the player. Well, fortunately, he's dead now. This video comes to an end, and I'm saying goodbye. Marcus was with you. Bye-bye to everyone.